大家好, and welcome to White Gaze, where we white gaze upon the drama,
the looks,
and the language of our newest favorite Chinese television show, Empresses in the Palace, otherwise known as
Zhen Huan.
I'm Trenty.
And I'm Big Westi. We're doing that again?
We are, because I realized we did it once. And I need to let the people know.
No, and on the second episode of this season, of season 2, I said we need to do that, and then we didn't do it, and then I've just been thinking in the back of my mind this whole time.
Well, I have also agreed because I realized that for a lot of our listeners who haven't had the blessing to meet us in person, more on that later, they may not know exactly who is Trenty and who is Big Westi. So yeah, we have to introduce ourselves.
Right now we are sitting here in our adorned pair looks.
Custom couture.
Yes, we just painted each other in adorned pairs.
Yes.
And we will have a video up on our Afadian for our subscribers.
Yes.
You can see the process of us painting and
get our final confessional looks.
Evaluating the looks.
And I think that, you know, they're going to get it in the video, but I really do believe I slayed.
Yeah.
And I believe you did too.
Talented,
I'd like to go back
amazing,
to the last episode and see what it actually looked like.
I
I don't think that either one of ours looked like what he did.
Absolutely nothing like it. We use a lot more highlighting, I would say.
There's no highlighting. What do you mean?
I use some highlight.
I just hit an Ariana
Okay.
Grande note, bitch.
That's what you call it, right? When you use a light color to like highlight.
Yeah.
Exactly. I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we are getting into episode 28.
In the last episode, we sadly saw that Roly Poly.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. So in this episode,
more than that happened though in the last episode. Because
it started off good. It started off good.
Yeah.
We got the trend of the
Zhen Huan turned, I'm assuming 19.
Really?
It was her birthday.
Yeah, it was Zhen Huan's birthday, and she is now a trendsetter with the
adorned pair.
With the adorned pair.
The 17th prince pulled out all the stops for her birthday present. Yes. All three of them held hands like a very modern throuple.
Mm-hmm. And I can fit 2 dicks in my mouth.
And we start this episode in kind of a weird way because in the last episode too, we did get to see Hua Ren with her servant sort of going over the problem of Hua Fei wanting her to kill Zhen Huan, but also Zhen Huan wanting her on her side. But we begin the episode with Hua Ren basically saying playing the fence is what I have to do.
两虎相争，就算在夹缝中的小兽，也得给自己找条后路啊，是不是啊？
I have to be in favor by both girls.
Right, because Hua Fei is on the top now, but Zhen Huan is about to be the toppest girl.
The toppest girl, yeah, because I think a boy is about to come out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And so she's definitely like, I gotta play these both sides, otherwise I may get left behind.
Do you think that we will...
Don't
Don't say it. I know what your mind is saying, and I don't want you to say it. But the answer to the question is yes.
Bless God and bless the gays.
What do you think I was going to say? What do you think I was going to say?
Do you think that she's going to have a boy and he's going to grow up and be hot?
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think, since we only have 80, 90 episodes, by the last episodes, he will be old enough for me to say that he's hot?
I think this TV show only lasts maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years. If it's 20 years, yes.
Okay.
Because he'll be at least 18 or 19 at that point.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't really go for a young boy, but...
In the next scene, the emperor goes to visit Hua Fei, and I think the impression is that he's going to spend the night. It's a sleepover, and he's just arrived suddenly.
Is this whenever he starts talking about all the promotions of the brother and the mother and the father?
Yes. First he sits down and he's wearing that really fierce red square
with the hooks going this way.
Yeah. And so he's basically saying your brother is literally slaying the girls down there. And so He's going to get promoted to Imperial Marshal. Your mother is finally going to get the coveted second rank title. And then your nephew is now going to get the old title that your brother had before.
Yeah.
And she's just so surprised. And he's like, I'm going to promote you too. After Duanwu,
Come on already. My God.
the Dragon Boat Festival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so she's like very excited about it. But also there was like this interesting, I don't know if you caught it. There was this interesting little bit where when he sits down on the bed first, she like gives him this soup or tea or something. And he was like, you didn't even know I was coming. Like, how did you know to make this? And she was like,
I make it every night.
I always hope that you come every night.
I'm sad.
I think that's false. I think somebody had told her that this was going to happen.
We know that her spy network is large.
Yeah.
So she probably did know. But again, maybe this is one of those scenes that like Nick and Beaverhausen are talking about where it's like, okay, maybe she does love this man.
I don't think that she's like sentimental like that.
I don't either, but again, I'm just clocking it that if that ends up being the case, this was maybe a little seed.
She like is annoying the fuck out of me.
I know. Well, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
Because in the next scene, it's a new day in the workroom, and they are all greeting the Empress as usual. They say, Wan Fujin, and then shockingly, everybody turns to Hua Fei and does the same greeting for Hua Fei. And she's like, girl, what? Why are y'all being weird? What is going on? And the Empress says, it's because we all know you're getting promoted, bitch.
What's her name Jean Fei looked really good in this scene.
I think all the girls are really serving. The costume designer for like this part of the series, somebody must have got fired before because these are really better, I think. Not like they were bad before, but these are really good. All the girls are looking good.
But is that all? I think it might still be the same look that she like got promoted in.
I don't think.
At least the same hair. The big blue.
Is it the same hair?
Yeah.
Well,
but she looked really good.
Speaking of blue, Zhen Huan is looking very fierce in this
In the blue,
I
yeah.
thought. And she was wearing it the whole episode, and I just couldn't keep my eyes off it. I thought she was really slaying.
Mm-hmm.
But even Hua Fei, I think, was looking really good in this scene. I think because she knew. She was like, I'm about to get promoted, so I am going to, like, dress up.
And she started getting real cocky, too.
She did.
And she said, I am going to be Huang Ko.
娘娘错了，皇贵妃之上还有皇后呢。
Right. She's like, wow, I guess I never thought I'd get that greeting so soon. And they're like, what do you mean? Are you coming for my throne, bitch?
What exactly did she do to get promoted?
Nothing.
Except for continue to kill people.
Right. And be the sister of the great general.
Who's also just like a big asshole.
I know.
And is just wrecking everybody's shit.
Literally.
Because is that what happens next?
Well, but before we go on, there is a culture alert here where they are dropping some historical drama where like the previous Empress had some beef with the Huang Guifei because that's like the vice Empress. So there was like a big rivalry between them.
And don't you only get one Huang Guifei?
I guess. Well, right now there's only one Guifei, and that's, well, currently nobody, but yeah, that's the idea.
It will be
Huang
Guifei.
And so Hua Fei is basically using this like Empress Borgjin drama from the past. So basically, if you know the tea here, please somebody write us in.
What was that word you just said?
Empress Borgjin. She sounds like she's from Mongolia, to be honest.
Oh, was that the name?
That's the name.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But the Empress is like, do not get it twisted. There's only one Empress, and that's me, ho.
I said what I think.
Huang Ho.
Huang ho.
That's me, ho.
Yes! Oh my gosh.
Write that down.
Yeah, we may be cooking something up for the girls, and so we need these word plays. But yeah, that's where we leave this workroom. But we will return to the workroom. This is a workroom heavy episode.
Yeah, we got
Lots of walkthroughs.
Yeah, we got a few workrooms today. In the next scene, we see Zhen Huan is grinding the ink for the Emperor. He's writing whatever he's writing.
And he's like, I'm really sorry that you've been sad since Roly Poly Gui Ren sadly passed away.
I'm sad.
And she's like, yeah, the girls have been coming to see me. But An Linrong, and the girls haven't been coming to see me.
They haven't been coming to see her.
An Linrong is sick, and
Shen Meizhuang is still recovering.
Still recovering from the plague.
But one girl is visiting her, Jing Fei.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy because Jing Fei is a neutral girl. She literally has no drama with anybody.
Well, because doesn't she live with Shen Meizhuang?
Yes.
Yeah, she's always been kind of like
Just a
a down bitch.
A good home-based girl.
Yeah.
I feel safe with her. Mm-hmm. So then the Emperor's like, well, since you're feeling sad, I sent you that bird.
I'll get you a cockatoo.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And she's like, I love it.
We had this friend in the U.S. and he had a cockatoo and his name was Murdoch.
What?
Murdoch.
Child.
Why?
Anyway, so.
I don't necessarily know. Our friend Rio, he's a character. I love him.
I do have to say, anybody with a bird, I think, is to a certain level psychotic.
Murdoch.
So sorry to anybody out there that has a bird. But
Shout out to Murdoch.
I hope you're still with us. How long do birds live?
I don't know. But my friend Joe just recently went to California to visit Rio. I don't know if Murdoch was there.
Yeah. Well, anyways, she loves the bird, and we do actually later get to see the bird, which I think is very fierce.
Yeah.
They bring in the real bird, which is a big bird, and she be going up to it.
Yeah, birds are like nice.
But I'm kind of nervous because I just watched the movie Nope. Have you seen it?
Yes, Trenton, I saw it.
Okay. Well, the monkey bit, I don't trust animal actors anymore. No wonder they used a CGI for Pine Nut because...
Okay, we've got to, after this, we've got to get into a discussion about that movie.
Okay, we can. White gaze does Nope.
Of course. Let's just piss some more people off. I at bingo the other night, I was telling everybody about it, and there did seem to be some, I don't know if some Asian appearing girls at the table maybe pissed off that I was talking about it.
Why? Are they gatekeeping?
And I said, yeah, I was like, and hell yeah, it's problematic.
Here's the deal. I will say though that people have been correcting me. I guess you and I are unqualified to be Zhen Xuejia.
I never said I was.
I do. And so then when I say that and then I admit to people I'm only on episode 28, they're like,
You don't know
hold
shit.
a minute.
You don't know shit.
Give me your certificate. You did not graduate.
Well,
You did not pass your final exams.
well, talking to Beaverhausen, we proved that we really do not know anything.
But I have to say, now that she's been on, I do watch the show in a different way, and there's a lot of things that I notice, which we'll get into when we get to them.
Is when that man comes in?
Yes. Okay, so then this man comes in, and it's Uncle Jojo.
Uncle Jojo, is that
Uncle
his name?
Jojo. No, Jojo is just like uncle.
Uncle Jojo walks in.
Uncle Jojo walks in. And, Zhen Huan is like, okay, bye.
I'll take my leave now.
Yep, Galtuela. And she leaves. And he immediately spills all the tea about Hua Fei's brother acting a fool.
Yeah, so he is expanding his house, making renovations, and he has displaced a bunch of people, and there's now a bunch of homeless people.
He is kicking out all these old people that used to live on West Nanjing Road so that they can build a new fucking shopping center. Mm-hmm. And he's very offended because he's like, how dare he build homes that are bigger than state princes? Like, the royal family's houses are smaller than what he is about to do. It's about to be 3 floors. It's going to have a basement pool. It's going to have a gaming room. It's
This
gonna
is
have
also like giving
a home theater.
This is also giving me like Greg Abbott.
And all these people are going to be homeless now, just on the street.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to put spikes on the benches so they can't sleep there.
Precisely. And, of course, the emperor, being the fuckboy that he is, tells him to not worry about it.
Leave it alone, yeah.
I don't care.
He's been working hard. He can do whatever he wants.
Right. I just gave him a bunch of money, so I guess he's spending it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and they do just keep letting him do whatever he wants.
Right.
That's a theme in this episode.
And Uncle Jojo is like, but Emperor, I'm telling you, like, we're getting really bothered and pressed. It is really inappropriate. And the Emperor cuts him off and says, but I just want to let you know, I appreciate that you keep telling me the tea. So anytime you got more tea, come and spill it.
Just as I thought.
I do believe that he is keeping a little black book of everything that's happening. And whenever he has received what he needs, once I guess all of the wars are settled, I think he will present him with this and be like, you're fired because this and this and this and this and this.
Right.
And this and this and this and this and this.
And other people in the palace seem to have this idea too, which I think we'll get into.
But even in is it the next scene? Do we see Hua Fei?
Well, I think we should take a break.
That's the doctor part.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a break. It's time to shake it up with InstaShake.
As sexy sirens who are always living on the go, Big Westy and I definitely know how difficult it is to keep a healthy lifestyle while slaying the girls.
And we all love a big old shake.
I love InstaShake because they give you custom-made veggie juices, coffees, and protein shakes at the drop of a hat.
My favorite is the ginger turmeric shot.
And I love to get the Holy Grail.
Which one? The avocado, the nutty, or the matcha?
You know, on different days, I try different things. Now, the next time you go to InstaShake at one of its many locations in Shanghai, make sure to let them know that the white gays sent you.
And maybe one day they will actually sponsor us. All right, we are back. And in the next scene, we see that the Empress is having a severe migraine attack.
Yes, she is summoning literally all the girls to accompany her through the night to make sure that she is okay.
And you want to know what? My bottle of Advil is almost out, and so this might happen to me one day.
I actually have a lot, to be honest. Okay. I do have a lot. But I do want to say, this is how I act when I am sick as well.
I absolutely act this way as well.
If I am feeling unwell, I do need everybody in the world to make my recovery the number one priority.
Oh, yeah. So, like, that was the worst thing about having COVID was just being alone. Mm-hmm. Nobody offered to take care of me.
Sorry.
Nobody did anything to help me.
I feel like this is pointed.
No.
I sent you medicine.
It's absolutely pointed to everybody.
I sent you medicine.
Fuck all of y'all.
I sent everybody medicine, to be honest. So they're like massaging her head, sort of giving her the little like, my hands are in fists and sort of like drumming on her forehead and scalp.
I do not believe that is the best option. What the fuck? You have a migraine, you want somebody beating on your head? Fuck no.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever had a migraine.
If I have a migraine, y'all get the fuck away from me.
Well, I think like the light sensitivity is bad, sound sensitivity is bad, but I think like maybe the contact is supposed to get like the blood moving.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
And then we find out that there are no doctors in the palace.
Right. So Jianqiu is the Empress's little maid, and she goes over to the girls, and they're like, why haven't you looked for the doctors? And she's the one that says, I went personally. Nobody else needs to go. I went personally. And there's no doctors. Huh. So then they're like, well, you need to go call over there. And the Empress is like, don't call anyone. No.
Okay, so the
doctors are all gone. Woe is me. No doctors to take care of me. And Zhen Huan and Jing Fei and Qi Fei are all like, let's go get a fucking doctor. And they're like, no, there's no one in the world. Absolutely do not go and check.
And then finally the Empress is like, next conversation.
好了，本宫说不用就是不用了。
Right. It's over.
There's no doctors. Don't go.
Right. Just be here with me all night and share my pain.
Okay, yeah, I didn't really catch that, but it's at the end of the day.
Is it clicking now?
Yeah, it's clicking now.
'Cause
This is a
I
whole
was catching that.
Empress back conspiracy.
Because
Which there's 2 of those going on this episode. We'll get into that.
Right. Because it turns out the doctors were allegedly all of them summoned because Hua Fei's brother's wife was also having some type of health emergency. So the story that the Empress is trying to push is that Hua Fei's brother usurped all of the doctors in the palace, took all of them away, and kept them there and would not let them come back to the palace. That was the official story.
I'm not mad at this specific lie.
I say it. What I say it.
Me either. To be honest, somebody's got to punch back at them.
Right? I'm coming up with some lies too.
Right.
I saw I heard that General Nan sucked dick for 5 cents.
Wow. Not even $10.
What can I get for $10?
Anything you want. But yeah, so I guess they end up spending the night with the Empress, except for Hua Fei, because Hua Fei was serving the Emperor this night.
Yeah, and so and that was another thing where they were like, okay, well, we need to tell the Emperor. And he's like, no, he needs to rest because he needs to talk to the council in the morning.
Yeah, he's going to court. He's with Hua Fei. He doesn't want to get disturbed.
But in the next scene, we see that Hua Fei is annoyed by this. He's like, she's like, no, this has gone too far now.
No, but you wait. Before she gets the news that this has happened for Michi Meow Meow, she's just sitting at the side of the bed staring at the Emperor, who's just light as a feather, stiff as a board, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
I know, like, that's technically how you're supposed to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't believe anybody does.
I do sleep like that when I'm in unfamiliar or just not comfortable places. Like when we were in the Philippines.
Natura Vista?
Yeah, at Natura Vista, light as a feather, stiff as a board. Anyways, so she gently, I guess, tucks him back in, leaves. Michi Meow Meow's like, by the way, there's some big drama overnight. Your brother did this thing. And she's like, yeah, fuck him. What the fuck? What the fuck? You need to go tell my brother that he fucked up. But first, let's set the table.
Yeah, also, fuck Hua Fei for the fat phobia. She said, oh no, my daddy does not need to be eating baozi.
No. She said that the last time that they served the baozi, that he only took one bite. So that maybe he's not interested in it. So put it further away.
Oh, I thought it was like he doesn't need to be eating the carbs like that.
No, I think it was just I think if he liked it, she'd be like, yeah, put it front and center. Mm-hmm. Anything for him. Because he does like a pickle. Mm-hmm. Oh, he wants the pickle in the morning.
After she sets the table, she gets an announcement that somebody's coming. And
the household department.
The household department. She's like, what the fuck do they want? I'm trying to set up breakfast.
Right. And they're like, well, it's urgent.
Okay, send them in. And they come in and she's like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
This is a Wang Guifei.
This Vera Wang for me?
Right?
Yeah, because you're right. Earlier when she was arguing with the Empress, she was saying like, oh, when I get promoted, am I going to get 1 rank or 2? Who knows? Maybe I'll get 2. And so then this clothes is for if she was going to become the Huang Guifei.
And so that's what she thinks is going to happen. But the curtain's open.
And the Emperor's there.
And yeah, and she's like, I don't remember what she said, but it's like, I guess not to his liking.
No, I don't think that was it. I think that he saw it. Mm-hmm. And so I think he's in on the conspiracy.
Don't.
Of like setting her
up. Of
up.
Gaslighting her, yeah.
Thinking that she's going to be Huang Guifei
right.
And then only making her Guifei.
Like if you stayed asleep and didn't see that interaction, then I would like legit think like maybe it was a mistake, what we learned later. But I think because he saw it, it confirms like this is on purpose.
Yeah.
Because she's overjoyed. She's like, yeah, I'm fucking Huang Guifei.
Imagine.
Oh.
Huang Guifei, a no baby.
I know, that's shocking. That would be too much. She would be too powerful.
And nothing to show for it,
right.
Except for the actions of her brother.
I mean, the pussy is bomb.
Did I lie?
Actually, it's probably not.
Oh, that would be really sad. You don't have a kid and your pussy is not bomb.
It's probably not.
Oh no. Now you are getting me to feel bad for her.
Well, like, think about it. Because all of this favor is only coming from her brother slaying the wars.
It's true. It's true. Well, we do cut to the court, which I thought the court was like, you know, in Game of Thrones, when they go to court, it's like at least inside. This is like, there's 1,000 people all standing in place. And I guess they're just shouting at each other.
They are just that's what I'm saying. It's a
How
big,
can you hear?
a big area, but there's no like MC.
It's literally just this guy.
Yeah, there's no sound system.
No. It's just a lot of people. So I wonder, do they do this all the time? Is this an everyday thing?
Maybe not every day,
Is
but
this like the boy workroom? Well, anyways, the boy drama here is that I do believe it's Uncle Jojo. And he comes forward and he was like, listen, there was some drama last night with the doctors, and whoever took them, I think, needs to bear responsibility and punishment. And then, you know, Hua Fei's brother gets out and is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just love my wife so much, you know, and I was so worried and da-da-da-da-da. He's the kind of guy that I despise, because it's like, if you're going to be an asshole all the time. At least own it. It seems like he's so two-faced, where he pretends to be one thing to people who he views as having power or influence, and then the people below him, he's like a completely different person.
I've had a boss like this before.
I hate that.
And then the emperor comes out and he's like, actually, y'all should be more like him.
I could not believe that. I could not believe that. He gets up there in front of literally
everybody,
all the men and all the servants, and says he is a great husband, and he's the backbone of his family, and he's the backbone of our country. So remember that, y'all. You have families at home that you have to take care of.
I don't know. I take that as an open invitation to, I'm going to steal all the doctors too.
Right.
But then what's going to happen to me?
Girl, I don't know.
Because I'm not Imperial General Director of Internal Foreign Conflict Affairs.
Internal Affairs. Well, but okay, there were a bunch of cutaways to a man that I did not recognize. So my first thought is like, okay, maybe that's Zhen Huan's dad.
I thought he got demoted.
No, he got promoted. Just now.
Zhen Huan's dad? No.
He talks with Hua Fei about it. Yeah.
Zhen Huan's dad?
Got promoted. Or maybe not promoted, but he got a new job.
I thought her mom got promoted.
Or in the last episode. But in this episode, when he's telling Hua Fei, your mom's going to be second rank, your dad's going to be Imperial Marshal. By the way, I'm also thinking of promoting Zhen Huan's dad. What do you think about that?
Oh, I guess I missed that.
And this happened. And then Hua Fei was mad because Hua Fei was like, well, wasn't he rude to you? And he was like, yeah, but she's been really sad since Roly Poly Gui Ren died. So I'm thinking of maybe making her dad like the head of marketing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something. And then Hua Fei ends that conversation by saying, well, whatever makes Wang Ping happy, I'm happy.
Why y'all got to lie?
Okay.
Bitch. But yeah, who do you think that man is? The one they were cutting away to.
Maybe it was Zhen Huan's dad.
Listeners, let us know. Who is that man?
In the next scene, we see that the Empress Therapy with An Linrong.
Big boobs. What?
The next day.
Okay, I see that now.
And this scene to me was kind of a throwaway. It was like, she was just like, how are you feeling? Better. Great.
Yeah, they
Thanks.
didn't. I guess they were just trying to set us up to say that they are still friends, and they have this secret back alliance that they're conspiring against everybody.
Okay, I see that.
That An Linrong is the puppet.
Right.
So yeah, nothing really interesting.
La 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 la.
Uh-huh. And in the next scene, we see Dr. Wen is walking, and Zhen Huan and Jinxi are walking. Yes. And so Zhen Huan goes up to Dr. Wen is like, I need to know.
I got some questions.
I need to know the ins and outs of the books, of who checked out,
Right.
who used this computer.
Right. When was the last login? Can you trace the IP address? Because her first claim is, were all the doctors literally gone last night? And he says, no.
No, only these two were
Only
gone.
these two were gone. And then when somebody came by and noticed that those two were gone, immediately summoned those two back and sent some to other bitches that were not important. So the two most important people
Came back.
because you're pregnant and Fucha Gui Ren is still recovering. So that's the tea. So she goes, interesting. And also, if the doctors were outside of the gates at the night time, could they be invited back in? And they say, yes, of course, if they are summoned by the Empress.
So they could have came back if
Interesting.
they were at
Interesting.
whatever
Right.
it is.
If they truly were there, the Empress really could have summoned them back.
Which
Because they were trying to say that, oh, no, the gates of the palace are locked. And once the palace gates are locked, that's it. Nobody in or out.
y'all ain't got a key.
No, they do. And clearly it works. So yeah, Zhen Huan is collecting her own little notebook over here. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't follow that at first, but now it makes sense.
And so we'll see what she does with that information. Because she goes in the next scene to hanging out with the Emperor again.
She's sitting there. He's doing the books, and she's reading a book.
Right.
And he's like, "What story are you reading?"
Culture alert. It has something to do with Earl Zhuang.
Earl Grey.
Earl Grey's cousin. Zhuang. And
Do you know who Earl Zhuang is? Earl
Well,
Zhuang.
so obviously this is a culture alert. I could be wrong, but based on Zhen Huan's description, because Zhen Huan be using the historical details to be talking about the current events. So he's like, oh well, what's your?
That is what she's doing.
And the Emperor's like, well, what part do you like about this? And she's like, well, I just think it's so interesting that for a while, like Earl Zhuang like was in favor, but then he acted out and he was being so foolish. But the wise emperor at the time waited until he had enough evidence against him and removed him swiftly and killed him.
Talented, brilliant.
That's what I said is going to
incredible.
happen.
Well, the emperor's like, oh, are you talking about Hua Fei's brother? And she says,
No, I'm not.
rude never.
No, I'm talking about the book.
I'm talking about the book.
You told me which story I
Right.
liked, and that's the story I like. I would never talk about foreign affairs.
And he's like, you know what? I love that story too. And actually, there's one sentence of that story that I just think is so fierce.
Let's write it down at the same time.
Let's do it. And they scribble, and then they present it, and it's the same.
Well, we should try that, like a Nicki Minaj lyric or something.
What is the most sickening line? Yeah, we could try.
What song?
That's sort of like what is that show?
the match game.
Newlyweds.
The Newlywed Game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that for a challenge, actually.
The Newlywed Game.
The next time we have a guest, this is a great scene between them two. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well,
They write
okay,
down-
but what is the phrase? I wrote it down.
The nightmare one does to others under the journal. To read it.
Okay, what I meant to write, what
Oh my god.
what I wrote on the page is, the injustice one does to others undoes yourself. But I see where you're going. I can see how that looks like nightmare to a certain extent. If I squint, I see the words that you read. How about we take a break?
Oh my god. Hola, ni hao, konnichiwa, unjani, bonjour, hello.
Being a multilingual person is very fierce, but very difficult. But it doesn't always have to be.
Because we use Rosetta Stone.
I once bought my sister Rosetta Stone for Korean.
Right now, I'm learning Hausa.
And with code WHITEGAYS, you can get a discount from your Rosetta Stone purchase. All you have to do is go to the Shanghai Science and Technology Museum metro stop, go downstairs to the market, and find the lady with the jacket.
She will take you into a back room where you can browse through all of the languages she has to offer, like Klingon.
British.
And English.
A full selection of languages at the time of purchase is not guaranteed, and this is in no way associated with the legitimate Rosetta Stone Corporation.
Oh, I love this pink guava drink.
Introducing the new guava green tea frozen smoothie from Dian. One taste will transport you back to all of the tropical shores of all of the destinations that you would like to visit, but you cannot because of travel restrictions. Tasting of guava and green tea, you can imagine yourselves frolicking between the waves. Head on down to Dian now.
You can buy this drink between the months of June and July, so it is no longer available.
So we are back, and of course, Hua Fei, being the stunty girl that she is, on the morning of her official promotional declaration, she summons all the girls to be there. I saw Cao Ren was there. I think I saw Joy Changzai was there. I think I saw... There's a bunch of girls there. And the man comes in. He's got this really fierce little golden scroll, and he reads... Congratulations to being anointed the highest of honors, Gui Fei. And she's gagged. Mm-hmm. Face cracked. The girls are also happy for her, but I wonder, did she tell them, like, ooh, I'm about to be Huang Gui Fei. Y'all, I got this expensive gown.
Yeah, because she's like, what the fuck do you mean, Gui Fei?
Right.
Why did y'all send me the Huang Gui Fei garment if
it was not
if it's not the case?
And they were like, oopsie. Actually, we're gonna need you to send that back.
So should they send the Qi Miao Miao onto it?
Right. Which I was like, okay, Hua Fei, this is very big of you. You're not like threatening to cut his head off. Like, you're just like, okay, fine, I'll fucking send it back.
Yeah.
But she's like, okay, girls, leave. Get the fuck Party's over. And so all the girls leave except for Cao Ren, and she's like, girl, don't be angry. You're still like the only one.
You are, you're the only one. Mm-hmm. And you're like one of the only ones without a child.
Right. And she looked like she was going to cry to me.
Yeah.
Like, she was very betrayed and embarrassed by this. Which is, again, why I think it was on purpose.
Yeah, I think it was like a embarrassing thing. I think.
But if it was on purpose, then the Emperor really is a fuckboy. Because, like, you can do what you want about her brother being an asshole, and you can, like, keep your little book about him. But, like, gaslighting her is not her fault.
He's using everybody.
Right.
Not me.
And
not me, though.
Oh. Well, you know what? Somebody else hears about this news and goes into a rage. Shen Meizhuang runs over to Zhen Huan's house, and she can barely... She's huffing and puffing.
And she goes, like, Hua Fei, and Zhen Huan goes, Hua Gui Fei.
Right.
And she's like,
calm down. Right. And she's like, I wish I had a brother and a father that could just get me all this fucking honor. Meanwhile, you know, this fucking man is just treating all of us like shit. And Zhen Huan does kind of have to clap back at her to be like, listen, I'm not happy about it either. But clearly she's playing the game correctly. Mm-hmm. So you can either stay mad or you can start to play the game too. You've been out of the game for too long. It's time for you to get back in the game. Mm-hmm. And as much as I feel for Shen Meizhuang, I do think that Zhen Huan is correct.
Yeah.
Like, she has two options. She can either start to play the game, or she can just, like, hide away like Jing Fei.
Oh, yes. The Empress. Do you want me to read what I see?
No. No, I don't. I don't want you to do that.
The Empress is reading the books in the workroom, and Hua Fei's hair is on fleek.
It really is. It's gigantic hair. Hair like I've never seen her wear.
Well, she's just been promoted.
She has.
And in the books, we see that Hua Fei is in high favor right now, and the Emperor has been visiting her than all the other girls
Has been busting
combined.
it down. Hua Fei has been busting it down really hard this month and really been enjoying those extra privileges. And the Empress, though, like, makes a fucking weird comment being like, and I can't wait for one of these times to finally get you pregnant. Which, knowing what we know now, how cunty is that? How cunty is that?
I want to know why she can't get pregnant.
I think it's because, similar to what she did to Shen Meizhuang, something with Daddy's Cummies, like whatever multivitamin they're giving her is like blocking her chi. Or maybe they've put her on birth control or something and she doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's fucked. And then for the Empress to go like, and I can't wait for you to have a baby soon.
Did you take your birth control today?
I did last night. I take it at night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then anyways, they were like, and yeah, and once Hua Fei, you get a baby, you can be as blessed as Zhen Huan. Well, there was some other bullshit between Shi Fei and Hua Fei that I wasn't really keeping up with. Sorry, Hua Gui Fei. Sorry, my bad. But ultimately, there's this back and forth because they were like, Zhen Huan was like, well, I just hope that my child is as smart as Princess Wei. And then Hua Gui Fei goes in and he's like, oh my God, did you see that? She wants her kid to be as smart as that dumb, useless girl over there. Not like your fucking dumbass son, Chi Fei. Aren't you offended by that? And Chi Fei's like, wait a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, what did you mean
I
by
am
that?
offended by that, actually.
There's people that are dying.
And she goes off.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I am the mother of the Sanoga.
And the Empress is like, okay, y'all need to calm down.
Yeah. Do you remember the phrase she said?
No. Is it written down here?
No, but I taught you this phrase before. 不要胡说.
Oh, yeah.
不要胡说. When people are just talking bullshit and you're like, you need to stop. 不要胡说.
I say it. What I say it.
Does it mean bullshit? Like, can I say that to the kids?
胡说 is just like nonsense. Like, don't say nonsense.
I actually think that I hear the Chinese teachers saying that sometimes.
There you go.
I'll talk to Ms. Kimmy about it in the morning.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we see that Chi Fei goes and speaks to the Empress. Mm-hmm. And the Empress is like,
She's really mad. She's
Yeah.
like, how dare you? She's like, you need to be doing your best to get favor because still you have the oldest son.
And she like kind of breaks down. She's like, yeah, I know I'm old and I'm not in favor anymore.
Right.
But like, I just want my son to grow up because he is the first son and I want him to be in power.
Right. And she's like, well, you got your work cut out for you because imagine if nothing horrible happens to Zhen Huan's baby, he's definitely going to be chosen to be the emperor over your dumbass kid. So, you know, you've got two options. You either do the work or, I don't know, God forbid something really bad happened to Zhen Huan's baby. And again, she faced like, oh yeah, that is a good idea.
Then we see her standing underneath a tree and then the scoring
Yeah, you get the music.
turns.
You know something is about to go down.
Whenever An Linrong walks up, the music turns. And An Linrong is, again, a scheming ass bitch.
Because she knows. She's like,
She
"Ooh,
walks
that
up and she's like,
flower."
oh, you're standing underneath these flowers. They're so beautiful. But they will terminate a pregnancy.
Yeah, they're like, back in my hometown, all the pregnant girls, they stay away from them really far.
It would be such a tragedy if one of these was planted over there at the Palace of Great Benevolence.
Right, right.
Not Great Benevolence.
It would
that's
like be really shitty if you were like, bake this into a pastry. Like, don't even think about it. And Chief is like, wow, great idea.
So in the next scene, An Linrong is over at Zhen Huan's.
Uh-huh.
And they are...
Just talking,
Just chatting.
being like, your scar's looking great.
Which also I wanted to say something about that. Just no more scar.
Yeah,
But
it's
also,
gone.
what is this, 6 months later?
No, I think this must be maybe 1 month later.
Well, summer's coming.
Summer is coming. And so is, what's her name from Chifei's house?
Yeah, she's like, Chifei made you these water chestnuts.
Pastries?
They didn't look like pastries. They just look like chestnuts.
Well, they look like little cakeys. Kind of like with like a little thing in the middle.
Yeah.
And so they're like, wow, yeah, bring it over here. Oh, how nice. Chifei never sends me shit. This is so nice of you. And then they go to take the bite. Da-da, da-da,
And An Linrong is like, wait, these smell bitter.
So she tastes it and she's like, you know what? Chestnuts are supposed to be sweet, but I can tell that they use some oleander grounds to put it in the starch of this tasty treat.
I hate that she like just spit it out onto the floor. Baby, this is not Texas Roadhouse.
I do love that place.
We should go.
She's like, wow, I can't believe that Chifei tried to poison you like that. And Zhen Huan was like, what? What do you mean? She's like, well, everybody knows you're eating the cassia twig soup. And everybody knows that when you mix oleander with cassia twig soup, it can relieve some parts of your like circulatory blood systems, but it will also kill your baby.
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows you're eating that cassia twig soup.
Cassia twig.
Girl.
Cassava starch.
And so Zhen Huan gets mad. She gets up and she's about to run to tell the emperor. And An Linrong's like, no, you can't do that. Because in this hypothetical situation, you tell the emperor gets mad at Chifei and punishes her, but her son is still the one that takes over, so that when he takes over, you'll be enemy number one.
I guess.
Well, right. Zhen Huan has a reaction like you, and she's like, yeah, but bitch, I'm not going to just let this go by. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do something.
Which I guess in the next episode we will
maybe see,
find out what she does, because in the last scene we see Chifei has been.
Well, her maid comes back and her maid is like, I delivered the thing, and Chifei's like, great. Did you see her eat it? And she goes,
no, I ran out.
No. And she's like, oh. And they're like, well, have we heard anything from over there? Like, no. Like,
like,
oh,
well,
did I not use enough?
Because the effects should have
supposed
been
to be
immediate.
And then suddenly the guy from the Empress is like, oh, the Empress wants to see you today, right now.
They're like, no, but it's nap time. It's her siesta.
No, now. Now means now.
And so she goes in and the Empress is sitting there waiting, and she has the pastries.
Oh, she had them.
So
I didn't see that.
They were sitting on the table. She had the pastries.
Oh my God. Oh, I didn't see that part. No. Well, because when Chifei comes in, she's like, oh my God, Empress, your hair is looking great. Kneel.
跪下.
And she's like, what? She's like, get on your fucking knees. Kneel, bitch.
And then that's all we see.
End of episode.
So hopefully it picks up right there.
I hope so too. You know, this episode was kind of a lull. I mean, last episode was so dramatic. I think we did need to catch our breath with this. I already miss Roly Poly Gui Ren.
I still miss them sometimes.
Now we're going to introduce a new segment to the podcast. This is inspired by Beaverhausen,
our legendary friend and guest.
This is when we're going to make speculations about what we think is going to happen next. And we're going to call this segment, Now Think About This.
Now think about this. Wait a moment. Now think about this. We didn't see the 17th Prince this entire episode. Mm-hmm. We did not see Jade this entire episode. Mm-hmm. Do you think they were fucking?
Oh, that'd be hot.
It has been on my mind.
Okay, now think about this. Do you think that we will see a baby bump soon?
For Zhen Huan?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Well, because they were talking about it, her and An Linrong, and An Linrong's like,
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
You know what? Maybe I will just say that these garments that they are wearing are not very form-fitting.
Yeah, so maybe there is something going on underneath there.
Yeah. Now think about this. Beaverhausen did tell us that there was maybe a Zhen Huan justice that was up and coming. That is really good. Do you think that this pastry incident is going to be the Zhen Huan justice?
Oh, that would be nice.
all the courtroom dramas happen around poisoning. So yeah, there's a lot to think about. Do you want to take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Hi there, it's Trenty from the world-famous White Gaze podcast. And I'm here to ask you, are you feeling sad?
Are you suffering from crippling anxiety?
Have you ever been trapped outside of a foreign country for an uncomfortable amount of time while you wait on your visa?
I'm not comfortable with sharing my trauma on the pod.
Well, either way, BetterHelp is there for you. BetterHelp is an online therapy service for people who can afford it. You can access them at betterhelp.com.
Period. There is no promo code because we are not actually sponsored by BetterHelp. But if you subscribe to our podcast, then we can use that money to pay for the services that we so desperately need.
We thank you in advance. And we are back, and I love this because it is just time for
本周心机真丑妆。
This is our weekly segment where we go over the looks of the episode and we nominate our favorite looks.
Mine is Jean Fei
Okay.
in the blue.
And I'm going to fight you because I actually think that, hands down, Zhen Huan was serving.
Okay.
That light blue color, the way that her hair was simple and small but still intricate. However, I would also say that Hua Fei did very good. Especially with the big ass hair.
Yeah. In that same scene.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jean Fei.
No. No.
Hers was the most extravagant.
But she's worn it before. You even said so.
And you even said that she didn't. I'd like to roll the tapes back.
Don't.
Well, when I'm editing it, I'm for sure going to edit it to make it seem like I was right.
Okay.
You really don't think Zhen Huan looked the best?
That's not what I said.
Then she wins. Congratulations, Zhen Huan. We love you. It's been a while since you've been at the top.
Okay. Whatever.
Next up is Whispers in the Palace. So we don't have a lot of whispers this week, but we do have some good whispers. The first whisper comes from our superfan Dolly on Xiao Yuzhou, and she is again confirming that we are on the right track, baby. We were born this way. And we are correct about a lot of our theories that we share on the pod. For example, she does say that the Empress gives Anne the hint that she wants Anne to use the spice to kill Fu Gui Ren's baby.
Yeah.
Which we did kind of
To
know that,
aggravate the
but we
cat,
just
yeah.
don't know. We didn't understand at that time why. Because again, the Empress is not going to be popping out babies anytime soon.
Yeah.
So who does she want to have a baby? Unclear.
Why? Is she too old?
Yeah. They say that the Empress is like 30 or 40 now.
Oh, okay.
Which, honestly, in our time, you still could have a baby.
You can,
right?
yeah.
But she, I think, in this time, it's very dangerous. We also got a whisper from Nick.
Yeah, so he introduced us to a new gay animal stereotype.
Yeah, will you
So
say
we can
what it is?
we can add it to the list of the ones that Lady and Gentleman gave to us.
Wow, you weren't gonna read it?
Yeah, 竹节虫.
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 They all should be the same.
Yeah, 竹节虫.
No.
竹节虫.
Yeah.
竹节虫.
That grinds my fucking gears because 竹节, that sounds right. That sounds the same. But it sounds like she's going down on Chong.
Okay, do it one more time.
I also went down on Chong.
竹节虫.
Chong.
Chong.
It doesn't make sense in my head.
Okay.
That's why I just don't bother.
Okay, but what does this mean?
So that is a stick bug or a walking stick bug. And so it's like a very tall, very skinny gay man.
There you go. Now, we have not used this term because we have not seen somebody like this in the wild. So our listeners, you'll have to confirm or deny it. Do people really use this, or is Nick just fucking with us? Because we do believe everything he tells us. Like always, feel free to leave us comments on Xiao Yu Zhou on Spotify. We ask questions and we have polls. Also, feel free to join our new IFADN group. If you are a supporter of our podcast on IFADN and you are at the Changzai level, that gives you exclusive access to our fan group chat and our group page. So you can engage with us there. We're going to be posting a lot of behind the scenes stuff there as well. For example, the video that we just shot today of creating our adorned pair looks. And eventually, when we do Zhen Huan justice, we will also be posting it there as well. You can also, of course, contact us on WeChat, on Instagram. We are all ears. We want to know what you know. Because, like I said, I think on the pod earlier, we are not qualified to be Zhen Shuijia yet.
No.
Only through your generous teachings will we achieve that status. So thank you in advance. And that was... Whispers in the Palace. Okay, so today I have a very special language challenge. I was going to do it a little bit different for you, and I think in the future I will do it different, but for today, we are going to be doing it a simple version just to see if you can do it. But, you know, in this episode, the Emperor was doing a lot of writing. Zhen Huan was doing a lot of writing. So today you're going to be doing some writing.
I've already done a writing challenge.
No, not like this.
Okay.
You're not going to actually have to write the characters.
Okay.
But what I do want you to do is to complete the sentences.
Okay,
so you will fill in the blanks.
Okay.
And it's at your level. These are all HSK1 words. So there are...
I'm not even at that level.
Okay. Well, this will help you get there. There are 5 HSK1 vocabulary words. And there's 6 words, but one of them is already an example. So there's really only 5 questions. Okay. This is taken from a HSK1 practice test. So, girl, we're getting your practice in.
Okay.
I will give this to you, but I first want to introduce it. So the words are zuo. Do you know what that means? To sit.
Yeah. 做好.
Zuo, yes. The next word is 前面.
Like the front door.
Well, just the front.
Yeah.
Like the front direction. Yes. 没关系.
Like you're welcome. No problem.
No problem. Yeah. It's okay. 名字.
Hat.
No, that's 帽子. 名字. 你要写好名字.
Oh, name. Sorry.
Yes. 汉语.
Like where you're from.
汉语.
Can
你能说汉语吗?
you say that one more time?
你能说汉语吗?
I don't know.
It just means Chinese.
Just Chinese.
Yeah.
Like as an ethnicity or like.
No, like the language. Chinese language.
What?
汉语.
Okay.
And then 粤.
You're like a terrible teacher because like if I were
这是2月.
2
2月.
2 things.
今天是2月26号.
They're like
It is 2:26 today.
the time.
2 It's a time word.
What time is it?
No. Today is the 2/26.
Oh, month.
Month. Or moon.
Moon, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Two moons, 26 suns.
there are 5 sentences here. And there's one blank. So you basically just fill in the blank. Which word do you think it is? So the first one, I will let you see it, is here. 昨天是8什么19日
That's the moon.
Yes. Now say it into the microphone.
This one is moon.
Now can you say it with the sentence? You can read it. There's pinyin.
昨天是
8
月18月19日
Great. Amazing. You got it. Okay, the next question here. 那个饭馆在火车站 You can use the power of deduction to get this one.
Yeah, is this one the front? Yeah. 那个饭
Yeah, this is gonna fuck you up.
饭馆在火车站 前面
前面. Yes. Very good. All right. The next one. 你会说 I literally gave you that example.
你会说韩国吗？韩语吗？
Perfect. Great. Yeah, dang. 3 out of 3 so far. Okay, so this one is like a question and answer. So the first one is 你好，王先生在吗? And then she says 在，请什么？我去叫他。
在请坐我去叫他。
Yes, exactly. Do you know what this is saying?
I'm sitting.
No.
I'm gonna sit.
Well,
I'm gonna go sit over there.
the first person is asking, is Mr. Wang here?
And he's sitting right there.
No. He says, the person responds, he's here, so why don't you sit? 请坐.
And wait.
Like, please sit. 请坐. I'll go call him. For
Okay.
you.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, well, you've gotten 4 out of 5, so you've already passed. But if you really want to go for 100%, get your gold star,
Yeah.
we can get the last one. So again, this is a question and answer. It says, 对不起，我不会做饭. And then the person says, blank, 我会. There's only one word left.
But it doesn't make sense.
It does.
Mingza?
No. There's another word. You can, all the words are at the top.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. 没关系，我会.
Yes. Perfect. Do you know what that one means?
No, let me see it again.
You know 对不起.
Yeah, no.
Well, okay. It means sorry, like apologies.
Sorry, I don't
做饭. You know, 吃 is eat.
eat. Yeah.
So 做 is
Drink. Make. Mix.
make.
Sorry, I can't make that.
Yeah, I just can't cook.
Oh, that's okay. I can.
Yes. Very good. You have got 5 out of 5 on that one. So maybe you could take the HSK 1 test and pass, bitch. You think your Chinese is bad, which it is, but it's not as bad as you think.
I can pick up on little things. I mean, I teach children, so
Exactly.
I know some child level.
Your
things.
prize is that you get to eat some of my leftovers if you like.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
That's for subscribers only. This has been a great little episode for us, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, I think there's only one thing left for us to say.
再见.
If you like White Gaze, we would love for you to leave a review of our podcast, give us 5 stars, and don't forget to subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen from. You can also support us by signing up to be a subscriber. by going to anchor.fm/whitegaze/subscribe.
You can follow us at @reverse_cowboy_ and at Officer Trinity, and our White Gaze account is at White Gaze Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Douyin, TikTok, and the Anchor app.
White Gaze is not endorsed by Beijing TV Art Center. It is intended for entertainment purposes only. Zhen Huan and all names, audio, pictures, and video clips are all registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respected trademark and/or copyright holders.
White Gaze is a podcast hosted by Weston Swift and Trenton Schneiders. Produced by Trenton Schneiders and Monty Shaw. Sound and audio by Trenton Schneiders. Media by Monty Shaw. Our theme song is White Gaze by Trenton Schneiders and Weston Swift.
And this is a pod exclusive. I thought that perhaps inviting a concubine to serve was going to make me feel better. And then I had to tell them to go home.
Last night at 4:00?
No, this morning.
Oh.